hottest station is now live for your enjoyment with host Iambranded.
Taking flight tonight on this Hip Hop Legacy brought to you by Nexxlegacy.com. I am Brandon in the building. Appreciate all the people out there listening globally, not just in the States, Canada, worldwide, baby. We got it locked in. So much traffic tonight, which is cool because we have a guest which is continuing to rise, do a lot of good things as far as musically. He's opening up on a tour shot coming soon. I mean, a lot of people always say that, you know what, I need to find a way to get a gig, or I got to find, as an artist, I need to find lanes to be able to fit in. But Leandro's doing that. Not only is he doing that, he's doing that on a pretty high level, not just with this track, but with projects, I'm sure, on the horizon. And we're going to talk to this guy about just the culture of hip-hop, the passion that he has for the music business, and everything that is everything. And he is brought to you by LeandroMusic.com. You can hit him up on all social media, Instagram, SoundCloud, Twitter, Facebook. It's all about Leandro Music, and he is live on Hip Hop Legacy. What it be, bruh?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Man, I'm chilling, man. How's life treating you?
Man, I can't complain. I woke up this morning. You know, I can dress myself, I can feed myself, so I'm blessed. You feel me?
Straight up, man. Hey, that's the same thing, man. As chaotic as the world may be, I woke up this morning, and I'm able to say that I woke up this morning, and there you have it.
Amen.
Everything else is everything else, right?
Mm-hmm.
There you
man.
go.
Thank God.
There you
So
go.
how you doing,
all
brother?
day, every day. And I'm beautiful, man. I'm good, man. And I gotta let the listeners out there, first time listeners, getting to know you. And I know you got a nice fan base out there. A lot of your fan base is listening, but for the people out there that's tuned in to you for the very first time, let the folks know a little bit about yourself.
All right, man. My name is Leandro, and I represent Toronto in this round, the GTA, and we just about making good music, man. Making good music and having a good time. That's all I'm about. And the music gives a really good breakdown about who I am.
That's what's up. Now tell the listeners a little bit about like how you got started. What made you adopt yourself to this culture that has transcended throughout decades, man.
Well, we all, any hip hop head knows. Hip hop originates from reggae. So, growing up in a household where, my parents, was Jamaican, it gave me the opportunity to really, my dad was a sound boy, so it gave me an opportunity to really get, knowledge about, old school reggae music. And I grew up on Bears Hammond and Sanchez and, Sizzla and Garnick Silk, different guys like that. So, growing up on that type of music, anyone who knows reggae knows how different it is. You can have one song that sounds like Bounty Killer, but then you can have a next song that sounds like, Bears Hammond. So, growing up in a household where that's what it was, and my brother was a DJ, it's, music has just always been part of my blood. Music's always been part of my blood, and, so I always knew I wanted to do this. And, I thank God for the opportunities that he's placed in front of me, because now I have the opportunity to be on your show, my man, and I appreciate that.
Hey, and that's a good look, too, because, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I think you and I guess in a lot of ways we intersect with cultures. I've always been a media passionate dude, but wanting to find ways to give back to a culture that helped gave birth to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I couldn't do radio and reach out to people that was really like go-getters in a sense and really passionate about trying to, take their art form to another level, then, I wouldn't be doing a service to the culture of hip-hop and other genres. So it's a good look, man. But, I mean, what are some of the people in the culture of this thing that we got going on inspired you throughout your young career so far?
Well, I would have to say it started back with, the first album I ever owned, and that was Puff Daddy and the Family Presents No Way Out. So that was the first album that I got to own, and it was a fluke. I'll Be Missing You is a remix off of No Police. Police, I'll be missing you. So,
Yep.
my mom loving that song, as I was able to, get her to cop me the album. But, I had that, and my neighbor, my really, really good friend growing up, he had the Fugees' The Score. So, those two albums I would say was a translator, because we would swap albums. Let's swap albums for the week. You know what I mean? Just make sure you don't give me back my CD scratch. So it was dope. Those were the two. I would say those were the two albums that started everything off. And after that, getting to listen to some of my sister's albums, like Mace's Harlem World and Aaliyah. And yeah, man, it was just after that, I grew, and I would say when I was able to really pay attention to of music and not just for the love of it and the art of it, I would have to say, I would have to rock with Jay and 50. I would say would be my two biggest, most influential artists that sent me to where I am today.
Okay. I mean, I think you picked a handful of moments in time that I think a lot of people in the culture can gravitate to and appreciate, because I mean, you picked out, like, Puff Daddy and the Family, and that was during a time where everybody was grieving from missing Biggie, and there was a way that people went out there to express themselves, and to me, I think it was always debatable, especially at that time. Like, I feel like it was still a giant thing to do, because when you lose somebody that large and it was deeper than money, the first thing that anybody really gonna do if y'all spend a lot of music time in the studio is you get in there and you try to do something that's just, do it for him. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, so that's a good look. And what do you see about the game now that you literally, like, when you look back, like, literally that was in the 90s when you really started to kind of catch that wave, right? So when you look at the culture now in 2016, what do you see that really gravitated you, that really made you appreciate it, that you can bring in to the people, the young people who may not have known or appreciated the culture back then in the 90s or even the 80s and a little bit in the 70s too, for that matter?
Just the biggest thing I would have to say, there's a few things that fall into this word is, the originality behind the creativity, and we know that Puffy, remixed a lot of songs, but we got to keep in mind that was an age where that wasn't happening too much. We can look at Ice Cube where, Check Yourself, where Puff even took that and spun that, even though that's a sample from somewhere else, is, it's just, I love to see, what was happening then with the substance that it was coming with compared to now, where it's more about the vibe, more than anything else. So it's, but both sides of that is appreciated, because one thing that, I definitely love about the new school culture, with what we have now, is these kids are so fearless. And, us coming from, looking at the 90s where there's certain rules where, you got to do bars like this, and, there has to be segue, and, it has to make sense, and you got to tell a story or whatever it is.
Right.
That you see these kids just come out, and they're just making music because that's just how they feel in that moment, with no fear, no thought behind it. And, and when you see the success behind that, you have to understand that, there has to be something great behind it if there's success behind it. So with that is, that's one thing I can definitely say I respect about the new culture, is the fearlessness that they have. But, if we can find a way to transcend both, I mean, you can make great music.
That's what's going to make the culture evolve into even bigger heights, because, it always comes in waves. And Leandro was my guest on Hip Hop Legacy, brought to you by Nexxlegacy.com. You can also hit up the website, which is www.leandromusic.com. Represent his social media by following this man's movement on Instagram, SoundCloud, Twitter, Facebook. It's all Leandro Music. And I look at it like this, man, because the 90s was like one of the diverse eras of hip-hop that I think we have experienced in a very, very long time, in a sense, because the 70s came out. It was, it was a feel good period. Everybody was kind of adapting to the culture. The 80s was where it was starting to evolve as well, and you had a lot of females winning. You had, the MCs. You had the culture that was really starting to take flight. The 90s was more business built. It was more, everybody was winning for the most part. You had so many different people in different pockets of the East, the South, the West, overseas. I know Germany was getting it in. I know there was so many, different people and different cultures really kind of gravitate to it. So when you look at just the era of the 90s, to me being one of the best decades of hip hop, like what about the art form of Leandro? What can you be able to help do to revitalize the culture, which in a lot of people's ways, due to social media or due to some other, laziness on the media and the fan base's part, we don't respond to good music as quick as we used to.
For me, the biggest thing that what I want to, it's not that for say that I want to really bring them back, because for me, the only thing I could say is growing up on that music and just understanding that substance and going through that time, that's the best thing I could say that I could give to the new generation, because that's a part of me, and that will always be part of my DNA, whether I fight it or not. So making my music, and with them being, the biggest population of my fans, is they will understand that substance because I will put it in a language that they can understand, or just compared to that. It's like having your OGs. You don't have to go through their experiences, but if they explain it to you in a certain way, you'll understand. And
right.
That's where that connection is. So that's what it would be like with that younger generation, because that first generation raised me. It's like my parents of music, and you can never fight the DNA of your parents. So, you can never fight the DNA of something that raised you. But what you can do with your kids or with the next generation is show them what you learned from that time, and then even the generation that you were raised in, which is different from what you learned off of, and then how you can make that work in this time.
Man, I got straight chills listening to how you talk, bro. Like, I mean, this is the reason why I feel like the culture of hip-hop is going to be cool. Like, I feel like no matter what, like, it could be chaotic. I know it's a lot of stuff, just like I said earlier, man. It's a lot of stuff that I listen to or check out, and it's repetitive. Like, what's missing, in my opinion, is a lot of creativity. But when I hear you, and I heard, a lot of people listen to this track right here, like, I mean, you could hear, like, you ain't trying to sound like somebody else, and you got your own style to how you put things out there. And to me, your creativity lies right there. And it's just a matter of just making sure that we, as media folks, and I'm a fan now, so that we spread that work over to the next people, just for the simple fact that, we need that more than ever, because, there's a lot of people out there that's lost. They're trying to find their way. Fans are trying to find their way. They're trying to be like, hey, no, come over here. If you really want something that's real and legit, like, we got to find that. But, again, it goes back to, a lot of us just trying to take ownership to the culture of hip-hop and never letting that change. And my question to you, bro, is with stuff that you got right now, like, people can be able to check out. A lot of people checking out your SoundCloud right now. A lot of people just trying to get to know you. So what does Leandro have music-wise that's coming up or out right now for the people to go get?
Well, right now we have the EP that was recently released, self-titled Leandro. So we have the EP with with some songs on there that I really think the fans, will love, the listeners will love, because it's just, when it comes to my music, all I can really do is just, give you a background, or a commercial of my life, and, or the things around me that, that affect my life, rather it be a friend, or, rather it be, when uncle or mom or, girlfriend, anything, you know what I'm saying? So on that EP, we have, from something, from club bangers like that, where, that's representing a good time out, to,
Right.
appreciation for, a ride or die, which is, Girl You the Ish, which is Love Me So Good, which is, what we just listened to a tribute to my mom, with a song called Super Big, to, appreciate, all the mothers that are out there, not even just mothers, but single parents in general, or that are just out there, and they're working really, really hard to allow their kids to have the opportunity to, do certain things in their lives. And so, it's a commercial of my life, and what I hope to do is just to continue to, allow people to, allow people to learn more about my life, and take my stories, and I hope and pray that it allows them to get through what they're going through, or allows them to learn something, so when they get there, they're able to rock out.
Mm. Mm. So we're preaching to the people out there that's listening tonight on Nexxlegacy Radio's Hip Hop Legacy. My man Leandro, he is brought to you by LeandroMusic.com. Follow him on all social medias, Instagram, SoundCloud, Twitter, Facebook. Leandro Music. If you know how to spell it, I'll spell it for you. LeondroMusik. Support this man. And as far as tours and things like that, I mean, you got the Married to Success thing that you got laced up with the homie Peter Jackson. Tell me a little bit about this, and how'd you get that, and what's the goings on with this particular tour, sir?
Well, first show's tomorrow. I think we're about to kill Oshawa tomorrow. So, I'm excited for that. Peter's been out, out here getting, had a name for himself for a while, putting on shows for, the city. And, he's well appreciated as an artist coming up in the city, because he would give certain artists opportunity to perform at these shows, where they can gain a fan base. So, being able to work with him is a good experience. This tour is going to be crazy, going to be absolutely crazy. And I'm just excited for the fun that's just going to come with it. It's great music, and, the artists that are on it, are dope, and we're just going to just make it happen, man. It's going to be dope. So the first show's tomorrow night. And I believe we're rocking out for a while. So, yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to it.
That's what's up, man. And it's good because I'm out here in the States, right? And I said this to Peter when I talked to him last, was it a few days ago or whatnot? And I was like, you know what, one thing that I can respect, and I even told this to Sasha and, a lot of the people that she works with also, like, you guys out there move mean. And when I say that, I'm talking about you guys do shows that have like a ton of listeners, people out there glued to their seats. They off the floor dancing, they wilding out, they having fun, they enjoying and embracing the culture. Like, my goal is to make sure that I come out there and experience that, because not saying that we don't have it out here though, but y'all appreciate it a lot more. I'm not even trying to throw shade at the situation. I just feel like that's the truth. Like, y'all out there got it really going, and it's just, like I said, to me, I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, Leandro, but I mean, it's always good when you can be able to do a show and you got a nice crowd, you know what I'm saying, and you got people out there just enjoying the sound, the music, the environment, the atmosphere of the hip hop culture, right?
Man, it's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, Toronto's a hot spot. For anyone who hasn't been here, man, you got to come here in a lifetime. You have to. And, the best time is during the summer. I can promise you that Toronto will be one of, man, your favorite place during the summer out of everywhere. It's crazy out here. So you yourself, you got to make sure you come out here during the summer, and you come out here and let me know. We're gonna rock out a little bit, man. It'll be fun. But
hey, keep it lit.
Man, I love the fact
Keep it lit till I get there, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's on my bucket list, man. That's on my bucket list. I gotta get out there.
Heck yeah, man. No, it's crazy out here, and it's so with all the different cultures we have out here, and you know what I mean. It's not even just hip hop. It's just Toronto itself just embraces so many different cultures, and with hip hop being one of them. Like coming out here, I can try to explain it over the phone, or you can just come out here and just feel it for yourself, and it'll be something that's just unexplainable and just a great an experience that you can only mumble about, but you got to be here to experience.
That's what's up, man. Hey, I'm looking forward to it. And I know the fans out there listening and the people out there listening and tuned in at the same time. Because when we started off the show with your track, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people was like, man, before the interview's, wrapped up and done, or when the interview's over, we got to make sure y'all run it one more time, which we will. So when you think about what you've done so far as musically and doing shows, you're doing a lot of stuff that a lot of young kids and a lot of young people are looking at, and they're like, man, like I can't get a show like Leandro got. He got shows. He got a tour. You know what I'm saying? You got stuff on deck for the young people out there that's trying to find direction to be able to increase their not just fan base, but also their legitimate efforts to be able to do more in this business. What kind of motivational tips you can be able to give these people?
I'm gonna tell you honest God truth. Just work hard. Just keep working hard. You just gotta grind and control the things that you can. If you can control 2 out of 5 things, grind hard and control those 2 things and just give it your all. Because before you know it, you'll be able to control a 3rd thing, a 4th thing, a 5th thing. And then now when you got those 5 things running that you can control because you continue to work hard and you continue to grind, you're going to have an opportunity to get something even bigger where now it can lead to you controlling 10 things. So all I can tell anybody, and it's not even just with being an artist, it's, you know what I mean, and being a musician, this is, about being a doctor, about being a dentist, a teacher, about, working with kids, anything you want to do. You just control the things that you can and grind and work hard. And, when the time is right and God sees fit, you will get that next step and you'll be able to get there and, to expand where you can be happy with what you're doing. But you just got to just keep working hard. Just work hard, have faith in yourself, have faith in God, and you'll be able to do it.
I think one of the things too that we can add to it is just to make sure that the young people don't conform to what somebody else wants you to sound like. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can co-sign this too because, I'm pretty sure you probably dealt with a lot of people, producers, people on your team and people that's just listening in your ear. Be like, hey man, just do you, sound like you, like, because look at it like this, man. Like so many people want you to sound like Drake. A lot of people want you to sound like Lil Wayne. A lot of people want you to sound like Jay-Z. A lot of people want you to sound like Puffy or whoever. But that's where it falls apart because there's so many people out there trying to make that sound or have that signature sound, but it sounds like somebody else's. It don't sound like your own. And if you, like, Leandro has your own signature flow. Now, people may look at it or they may listen to it or they may step in and be like, okay, I'm feeling this. But then it might sink in a little bit more and be like, not only are they feeling it, they really starting to vibe to it. Because a feeling and a vibe, and you know this, Leandro, they 2 different things in my opinion. So you start vibing with somebody like, man, like, okay, you know what, this dude, I'm with it. And I think that's something that we can let the listeners or the young people trying to do music know, like, man, don't conform, do you, and don't never change.
That's it, man. Make the music you make it a commercial of your life because that's what it is. That's what you as an artist, it's you that you're selling, and that's why you don't want to be nobody else because you don't want to be like you gave the example, you don't want to be the next whether it's Wayne or or Jay, you don't want to do that because they're great at doing them. No one will be better at doing you rather than you. So just do you, and just stay true to yourself. And that's really it. Just stay true to yourself.
Straight up. Leandro is my guest. Hip Hop Legacy brought to you by Nexxlegacy.com. Make sure you go ahead and check him out at LeandroMusic.com, which is his website, and a couple of quick questions before we let you ride into the sunset. Collaborations, do you have a wish list, or do you have a list of people that, you know what, it'll be epic if we can be able to make a couple of historic collaborations or whatnot? Do you have a wish list? I'm going to ask you for a top 5.
Top 5? All right, so we doing like just straight hip-hop, or we doing like hip-hop and R&B?
Hey, whatever, man. Hey, you know, music's universal, man. It could be anything, man. It could be hip hop, R&B, jazz, blues, pop, rock, whatever.
Wow, man. All right, so first thing first, man. Well, not even first and second. You know, first and second is gonna be, you know, I gotta do J and 50 off the bat. Like, you know, those are two cats that, like I said, you know, extremely, you know, influential. Next, I would have to say that I have to do I got to do a session with Puff in my life, my man. I need a session where, you know, not saying that I don't get it, because I get this in my own sessions where it's like, you know, that's great, but I want better. You know, I gotta, you know, you gotta go through the Puff experience of just, you know, I heard that like he likes to push his artists and get something out of them, and I love that. You know what I mean? I'm always about becoming better.
Either that go push you out to go get some cheesesteak at 20 below or something like that or whatever, like back in the day. But you know what's funny though? Like, you know, hey man, and I'm like you, like, you know, I'm on the West, so you know, there's always like a little split look, you know, thing that people feel about Puffy though. But one thing you can say about that dude, man, he churned out a lot of hits with a lot of solid people in his career. During them early days of Bad Boy, it was legendary, man. You can't front on that. You cannot front on that. And the people that was on his roster was a super dope roster, man. You can't knock nothing that dude did. I mean, you know, the only thing I wish he would have did was like, man, give that man Craig Mack a little bit more shine though. That was about it. Outside of that, you know what I'm saying, it was all good though. But Craig Mack, I think, would have been super dope, man. But he kind of disappeared, like straight up though.
He did.
But,
he did.
Yeah.
I was actually listening to Flavor in the Air. I was listening to Whoa. I had it on the Bad Boy channel. I had the YouTube in the studio on the Bad Boy channel, just playing while I was vibing. So yeah, man, I actually just went through the song, so it's crazy that you bring it up, man. Crazy that you bring it up.
Yeah. But go find that man Craig Mack, man, and see where that dude at. Craig Mack is like, okay, so we got D, we got P, we got Puffy in the building. All right, who's the other two?
I definitely gotta do a hometown hit with Drizzy. That's just it's right. You know what I mean? I think that's just right. So I got to do the hometown hit with Drizzy, and you know, that would leave me with one more. That would leave me with more. You got to be careful on the last one, because you got to make sure you get it right. You know, you got to make sure you get it right.
Hey, I'm just waiting for you to say that was my top. That's gonna be my top 5, but then I got a 5 A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Right?
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you know, I made sure I kept this one straight hip hop, so there's like no R&B. Exactly. That's a whole different list. You know, but I'll say the last one, which is, you know, that would be really, really big, and I know you'll rock with this one, especially being out west. Is, you know, Dre has that magic. Dre has that magic, so just like I got to do one with Puff, I got to do one with Dr. Dre.
Oh yeah. Okay, you know what? Yeah. Dre would be good, man. If you get, hey man, if Dre resurrects himself from get his ass out of the beats making business and get his ass back in the studio and be like, all right, let's go ahead and make that Detox project too, and we'll go ahead and let Leandro jump in there as well, like. Okay, all right, there you have it.
Let's get it going.
You know what I'm saying? Like a dope ass, like a super dope ass beat, like, you know what I'm saying? That's a signature Dre, and just be like, Leandro, here you go, man. Here you go. You know, Dre has that hell yeah, here you go. Like there you go. Hey, the lineup's dope.
That'd be crazy,
The lineup's dope, man. The lineup's dope, but what is that? What does that tell me about you? Is like you want to align yourselves with a lot of people that have driven this business as far as they could take it, and that's what you want to do for your career too. So that's solid, man. Not only is it solid, but that just goes to show you the work ethic, because they all of them, everybody that you mentioned, had a lot of sleepless nights and had a lot of stuff they didn't want to do, but they wound up doing it because they wanted to do more than what they possibly could. So hey, that's props up top, bro.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. I truly do, man.
All good. All good. One more question before we let you go. Leandro's my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio's Hip Hop Legacy, and the fan base out there. There's you got a nice establishment of fans, right? People know you. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people tuned in right now, sending emails and a lot of love. First time checking you out, loving the vibe. But also, people want to know a little bit more about you. So when you talk about just, give them your blueprints to your life and stuff like that, what is something that Leandro does that the world does not know you do? What, you got a extra hidden talent that you could be able to tell the folks for the first time, or what?
Oh man, that's a good question. One thing I can say about myself, I ain't gonna do the talent thing because I can't really think of anything on what's supposed to be a talent. But one thing I will say about myself that is a secret. Well, not really a secret, but the fans don't really know. Now they do. Is I am a diehard Tom Brady Patriot fan. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always rocked out with the Patriots, and we were blessed one day when we got Tom, and it's just been great ever since. So yeah, man, I am a diehard Patriot fan, and that's something that the world can know about Leandro.
Hey man, what did I just say you earlier, man? You rolling with winners, bro. Like that's all you seem to do. That's all you seem to do, man. That's all it seems. But you know what? That's again, like, I mean, who can't deny? Hey, man, let's put it like this too. And I'm from out here in the West. I'm in the Bay Area, so there's massive Joe Montana heads out here, old school 49er, classic legend, etc. Right? But I'm gonna put it like this, man. Straight up, Tom Brady wins another Super Bowl, better than Joe, bro. Better than Joe. And I gotta give it to him.
What's dope about it is if I'm correct, like Joe was a big influence in Tom's life because Tom was a big Joe Montana fan. Being from out in that area, I think he was actually in the crowd with that catch from Craig. I can't remember the name, but they call it the catch. Sure. Yeah,
that was against Dallas. You're right. You know your homework too, bro. Come on, man. Hey, I know. And I love how you roll, man. You know your Tom Brady history and old school 49 history, man. That's what's up.
That's it, man. So it's so that's it's dope. It's dope that you're out there, man. No, we gotta hit up. Not only do you gotta come out there, I gotta come out to the Bay, man. I heard it's fun out there. I gotta come out to the Bay.
Hey, man, we got to get you a show out here, and we got to definitely make sure we keep it lit. It's a lot of good artists out here, and it'd be good to, blend in the Bay Area and, the Toronto vibe, Man, I mean, sky's the limit. So, that's something that we got to work on and work through as we continue to evolve and, kick it on a regular basis. So, you definitely got to make sure not just, come through this Nexxlegacy platform and and raise hell with the fan bases. Maybe take some callers on the next go-round and, and just rock out. And then when you get down here, it's more the same, man.
Hey, man, that'll be dope. That'll be dope. So this summer is going to be crazy, man. I know that we're going to be touching the road and heading out west. So when we do, I'll definitely let you know. We coming out there to rock out.
Straight up, man. And before we let you go, man, go ahead and talk to your established fan base and your new ones, the new people that's just logged in and appreciate this interview and this music that you got. Talk to them a little bit before we let you go. Shout outs and all.
Yeah, man. Well, first thing first is I gotta shout out the team, man. Everybody who's part of Surf City, from Scar to D Dot, from Prime, Mizzo, Devo, Dot, for everybody who holds me down. If I missed you, I love you. I appreciate my team so much. And it's one thing, to make it in this industry is or just in just anything. It's great to have, a cast of people who truly want to see you successful. And it's not even about the money. It's just about the love that they have for you. You know what I mean? And it's and that is what I truly love about my team, because everyone that I just named, doesn't have to, care about me in that sense, and they all truly love me, and that's why I truly love them. So, shout out to my team and to the fans that's been there from the beginning, and even the new ones, man. I appreciate everybody. Because they're inspiration to me when I'm able to see what they took from my music, and how they received it with their perspective. I learned new perspectives, and proud of myself on being a man of understanding. It's always a blessing, and it's appreciation to learn something from anybody. So for that itself, I appreciate the fans, and giving me an opportunity to have people and be on a platform for people to hear my music. So I definitely got love for everybody, man. And I just thank everyone who's just been there and everyone who supported, fan and team. I got love for everybody, man. Love everybody.
Man, that's solid, man. Continue to blaze that trail. We definitely want to have you come back and holler at these people, take calls, do whatever, like rock out. Like, this is your station right now. We definitely got you logged in out here. And, you know what I'm saying? It's nice to be able to see the movement, but it's nice to be able to hear it, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people can put in a lot of work, but then when they put a mic in front of them, then it might be a little dry, you know what I'm saying? Or it might not be what you feel me, though? Like, it might be a little different, but it's good to be able to get this from you. And it's good to be able to say, hey, you know what? Leandro, he don't sound like nobody else but Leandro. You know what I mean? And to me, I think that's the biggest thing that I feel like you can give us, because I'm putting myself in this fan base as well. Us as fans, that's the best thing you can give us is just like 100% you. And if we get that uncut and raw, and you keep delivering, man, we're going to continue to support. So, you know what I'm saying? I need everybody. You're going to have it on my website, on the favorites, leandromusic.com. Make sure you following all his stuff on social media. Get to know this dude. Book Leandro Music at Gmail. You know what I'm saying? Just go through his bio, too. I mean, he got a booking agent. I mean, this dude's a little big right now. So, Leandro, got to watch out, y'all. Hey, yeah, Leandro, before we let you go, man, hey, a lot of ladies out here love you, right? So, you might start seeing hashtag LLL. Ladies love Leandro. I'm just saying.
You started
mic drop right there.
You started it. So you know what? We gonna rock that out, and we always gonna put that on you, man. We always gonna put that on you. So that's a new hashtag. Nah, man, we appreciate that. That's definitely a new hashtag. Triple L, man.
Hey, Triple L. That's how we do it. Hey, man, stay blessed, bro, man. And I'll make sure that I'll be at you, man. And shout out to Sasha and her team. They move pretty heavy as well. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to her.
They do, man. And, shout out to Sasha, man. I appreciate you. I hope, and I know she's listening right now. I'm going to say I think she's listening. I know she's listening right now. I appreciate you, Sasha. Thank you so much.
Straight up, man. Hey, and we'll be in touch, man. And we already logged in on social media, so I'll make sure I'll pass on my information over to you, man. But keep making these hits. Good luck tomorrow on your tour shot, on your beginning of it all, man. I'm proud of you, man. Keep doing your thing, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Solid. That is recording artist extraordinaire with Leandro. More music on Hip Hop Legacy.
Thank you for listening to the #1 radio station for the people.
Nexxlegacy Radio.